My life was a complete dumpster fire for a minute, so that helped. But it's more a necessity to me, is what I keep telling everybody.
Popular pop singer Kelly Clarkson has been in the news recently due to her surprising confessions regarding her ex-husband, Brandon Blackstock. Through an honest and heartfelt account, Clarkson reveals the hidden realities of her apparently idyllic marriage, illuminating a narrative of deceit, treachery, and, in the end, strength. Kelly Clarkson is an iconic singer whose fame knows no bounds. She's been captivating audiences for nearly 2 decades with her incredible skills as a singer, songwriter, and television personality. However, her personal life has been considerably more complicated than her professional life, which has been distinguished by achievement after success. It seems like a fairy tale romance when Clarkson married talent manager Brandon Blackstock in 2013. But things went horribly wrong in their relationship, and they started the arduous divorce process in 2020. The horrific reality behind Clarkson's marriage to Blackstock is now being revealed for the first time by her. Watch this video as we explore the ins and outs of their relationship, the warning signs, the shocking divorce petition, and the shocking information revealed by Clarkson about what went down in private. A relationship between Kelly and Brandon. It all started in 2012 when Kelly Clarkson and Brandon Blackstock started dating. The son of Clarkson's manager, Narvel Blackstock, Blackstock is a talent management in his own right. The two had known each other for a long time, but things really heated up when they ran into each other again at that year's Super Bowl. Their whirlwind romance took off once they began dating. Even before they started dating, Clarkson admitted that she felt something for Blackstock. Actually, she had feelings for him when they initially crossed paths many years ago, but the chemistry just wasn't there. They appeared to have been brought together by some higher power when they finally did. Clarkson and Blackstock were married in a stunning Tennessee wedding in October 2013, barely 1 year after they began dating. Blackberry Farm, a 5-star resort in the Great Smoky Mountains, was the site of the little wedding. A timeless black tuxedo complemented Blackstock's attire, while a lace wedding gown made Clarkson sparkle. As she spoke about her new husband in interviews, Clarkson raved about him, calling him her soulmate. She frequently gushed about how he had an uncanny knack for reading her mind and always had her back, no matter what she was working toward. They continued to expand their family over the following years, adding a son, Remington Alexander, in 2016, and a daughter, River Rose, in 2014. Clarkson jumped headfirst into parenting, and she frequently shared sweet family stories and pictures on social media. Clarkson was very complimentary of Blackstock during this period. She spoke highly of him as a wonderful father figure and a helpful business partner who understood her professional pressures. They appeared to be the ideal pair, managing their hectic work lives with a joyful family life. For a number of years, Blackstock was Clarkson's manager, so the two even worked together professionally. At first glance, it appeared that this arrangement was working out well, with Blackstock assisting Clarkson in reaching new levels of success in her career. But behind the scenes, their relationship was starting to disintegrate, even though they projected a beautiful image to the world. When talking about her marriage, Clarkson's tone started to change over time, suggesting that there were problems simmering beneath the surface. Despite the seemingly perfect beginnings of Kelly Clarkson and Brandon Blackstock's relationship, problems began to surface later on. There were indications that things weren't ideal in their relationship, but it's hard to say when precisely those signs emerged. Over time, Clarkson's gushing praise of Blackstock in interviews grew less extreme. Her emphasis shifted from their relationship to her responsibilities as a mother and her professional life. Her remarks against Blackstock were never lengthy and lacked the zeal of previous years, even when they did occur. Their marital problems started to make the rounds. Speculation about underlying conflicts and tensions persisted, but never reached a definitive conclusion. As usual, Clarkson kept her head down and concentrated on her work, hardly ever responding to the rumors. A shift in Clarkson's manner, though, was noticed by some. She always managed to put up a brave front for her followers, even though she seemed worried and strained at times. Allegations surfaced regarding Blackstock's domineering conduct in the background as well. Speculation swirled that his involvement with Clarkson's career was occasionally eyebrow-raising. Even Clarkson's career started to suffer as a result of these problems. She was attempting to keep her family life together while balancing her singing career, talk show, and role on The Voice. Everyone was feeling the strain from trying to manage too much. Clarkson and Blackstock kept their personal problems out of the spotlight for some time, even though there were indications of difficulty. Despite the increasing tensions in their relationship, they maintained a united face, filing for a divorce. After nearly 7 years of marriage, Kelly Clarkson filed for a divorce from Brandon Blackstock in June of 2020, shocking the world. Irreconcilable differences were listed as the reason for the breakup in the filing. Clarkson's team issued a statement requesting privacy at this challenging period and highlighting the couple's commitment to co-parenting their children. The announcement rocked the entertainment business and made viewers question the stability of the couple's marriage, which appeared to be strong and loving. The strain on Clarkson and Blackstock's relationship had been simmering for a while, as more information became available. Divorce papers revealed a tangled web of marital and professional problems that had caused the pair to separate. The position of Blackstock as manager of Clarkson was a contentious one. Blackstock was accused by Clarkson of acting unethically in his position, leading to accusations of financial wrongdoing and professional misconduct. Additionally, Clarkson allegedly felt controlled and manipulated by Blackstock. According to those in the know, he tried to cut Clarkson off from her loved ones and was emotionally abusive toward her. These new details significantly altered the couple's public image, which they had maintained for a long time. The public was shocked to hear about the alleged abuse Clarkson had suffered in private. It became apparent that the divorce would be anything but simple once the proceedings began. A contentious custody dispute involving the couple's children and complicated financial issues needed to be resolved. Despite everything that was going on, Clarkson kept mum on her divorce. The disturbing facts about her past that she had concealed for so long finally came out as she started to speak up about her encounters with time. The startling disclosures made by Clarkson. Kelly Clarkson started to reveal increasingly disturbing details about her marriage to Brandon Blackstock in the months after she filed for a divorce. Her candor revealed an unsettling picture of an affair that was anything from idyllic. Clarkson made several stunning claims, including that Blackstock was dictatorial and manipulative. According to her, he read her private emails and texts, tried to cut her off from her loved ones, and more. While they were married, Clarkson said that Blackstock was emotionally and verbally abusive. She went on to detail times when he made her feel inferior by putting down her achievements, critiquing her looks, and generally making her feel bad about herself. Worryingly, Clarkson came clean about Blackstock's professional exploitation of her while he was her manager. She said he was unethical because he put his own financial interests before of hers and made judgments that hurt her. Clarkson claimed that Blackstock had pressured her to work long hours despite her mental and physical fatigue. In addition, she asserted that he had taken an unfairly disproportionate portion of her profits and had handled her money poorly. Legal documents submitted by Clarkson depict a guy whose ambition and avarice were the driving forces behind his actions. She asserted that she could no longer engage in professional collaboration with Blackstock due to his growing unpredictable and antagonistic behavior throughout their deteriorating marriage. The news shocked Clarkson's longtime admirers, who had followed her professionally and personally. Many were horrified by the abuse she had supposedly suffered and praised her for being courageous enough to come up. Sharing her story was a challenging but essential part of Clarkson's journey to healing. She discussed her struggles with despair, anxiety, and ideation in an open interview, revealing the emotional toll that her marriage had on her. She went on to discuss the courage it took to end the relationship and begin putting her life back together. The strength to fight for a better life for her family and herself was instilled in Clarkson by her children, she said. Clarkson spoke of optimism for what was ahead, despite the suffering she had been through. She expressed her hope that, despite their differences, she and Blackstock could co-parent their children in a positive and respectful manner. Loving oneself and being aware of one's value are also things that Clarkson stressed. Trust your gut and ask for help if you need it. She urged others in a similar situation to do the same. Despite everything she had through, Clarkson always found comfort in her music. She wrote passionate ballads that touched listeners all over the globe because she let her feelings shine through in her music. Music helped Clarkson work through her grief and discover resilience when she was down and out. The fight in court. The legal struggle between Kelly Clarkson and Brandon Blackstock heated up as their divorce case moved forward. Their two young children, River Rose and Remington Alexander, were the subject of a highly acrimonious custody agreement. Clarkson and Blackstock got into an angry argument because they both wanted main custody of the kids. It was in the children's best interest to stay with Clarkson, she claimed, since she had been their principal caregiver. At the same time, Blackstock wanted a fairer custody arrangement. Not only was there a custody dispute, but there were also major money matters that needed fixing. Because of his position as Clarkson's manager, Blackstock was due a cut of her earnings, and the pair had accumulated a substantial fortune while they were married. While divorcing Clarkson, Blackstock sought extensive financial support, including alimony and child support. He said he deserved a cut of Clarkson's future profits because of the substantial contributions he had made to her career. But Clarkson pushed back against these requests. She claimed that Blackstock had been financially benefiting from their business relationship and that his behavior as her manager had been immoral. To further their case, Clarkson's attorneys portrayed Blackstock in court documents as an avaricious, self-serving individual. They said his demands for payment were too high and illogical. Clarkson achieved some major triumphs throughout the course of the court struggle. A judge's decision to uphold the couple's contentious prenuptial agreement stands out. The court's decision limited Blackstock's claim to a portion of Clarkson's earnings and safeguarded her premarital assets. The court also granted Clarkson primary custody of the children while allowing Blackstock visitation rights. Clarkson, who had placed the welfare of her children first throughout the divorce process, was considered as the victor in this ruling. Even with these wins, the fight in court is far from over. The distribution of assets and the continuation of any child or spousal support payments are still outstanding financial issues. Clarkson has maintained her determination to continue advancing her career and life throughout. Despite dealing with the difficulties of being a single mother, she has persisted in pursuing her musical career, talk show, and involvement on The Voice. Clarkson's healing and new chapter. Kelly Clarkson has prioritized healing and beginning a new chapter in her life following her divorce from Brandon Blackstock. Her responsibilities as a mother to River Rose and Remington Alexander, her two small children, have been paramount throughout her journey. Clarkson has stated her intention to provide a safe and nurturing home for her children while freely discussing the difficulties of co-parenting with Blackstock. She has put their safety first, doing her best to keep them out of the spotlight and out of court battles related to the divorce. Clarkson has maintained her impressive career trajectory. Her music is an outlet for her feelings. She has composed and recorded strong songs that are an expression of her life and have an international audience. Clarkson has found solace and strength in music as a therapeutic tool, using it to work through her grief and overcome hardship. Being true to oneself and loving oneself are two things that Clarkson has spoken openly about. Set limits, stand up for yourself, and refuse to accept mistreatment in any manner are hard-won lessons that she has spoken about. Clarkson has been an inspiration to many who may be going through tough times because of how candid and honest she is. Through her fame, she has spoken out against toxic relationships and encouraged people to get help when they need it. Looking ahead, Clarkson is intent on focusing on herself, on mending and growing. She has been open about her treatment work and the routines that help her maintain her equilibrium. How it affected Clarkson's music. Authenticity and raw passion in Kelly Clarkson's lyrics have been hallmarks of her career. She has written some of her most moving songs on her life events, such as her split with Brandon Blackstock. As a result of her breakup, Clarkson was able to express her emotions via her music. She found solace in her music, which she composed in response to the emotional upheaval she was experiencing. An extremely moving illustration of this is her song Piece by Piece. Originally composed in regards to her father's absence, the song's significance was transformed during her divorce. Lyrics that address the anguish of being abandoned and the difficulty of trusting again struck a chord with those who had walked Clarkson's path. Clarkson also made more direct references to her divorce in her songs. The legendary Hollywood star who never let anyone in on his real identity was the inspiration for her song Rock Hudson, which she discussed in an interview. Clarkson saw the song as a reflection of her own struggle with masking her true feelings. Clarkson discovered that while she kept writing and recording, her music was doing double duty, healing her and strengthening her bonds with her listeners. Countless individuals shared their personal experiences of loss and perseverance, finding comfort in Clarkson's sincere and heartfelt song lyrics. There was some good that came out of Clarkson's divorce. Because of this, she was able to write songs about love, sorrow, and healing that resonated with listeners on a deeper level than before. The ordeal was harrowing, but it taught me that music can bring people together and give them strength when they're down. What lies ahead for Clarkson and her kids? 350 words. After her divorce, Kelly Clarkson's main goal is to provide a safe and nurturing home for her kids, Remington Alexander and River Rose. Despite how tough it has been, Clarkson has stayed dedicated to keeping her children as far away from the spotlight as possible during their public divorce. Clarkson has been very forthright in interviews regarding the difficulties of co-parenting with Brandon Blackstock. She knows he won't ever disappear from their kid's life, no matter how much they fight, so she's determined to keep their relationship cordial for their benefit. Simultaneously, Clarkson is equally intent on tending to her personal growth and healing. Therapy and self-care, she has said, have been crucial to her getting through this tough patch. She understands that taking care of herself is essential if she wants to be an excellent mother. Clarkson has shown optimism about what's to come in the future. The path to recovery will be lengthy, but she is determined to complete it. There will be a new normal in her family, she says, and it will be based on love, respect, and honest communication. When it comes to her career, Clarkson isn't slowing down. In spite of the challenges she has as a single mother, she keeps busy with her music, talk show, and other endeavors. Whether on or off stage, she consistently demonstrates that she is a formidable presence. Clarkson has bigger plans for the future than simply getting over her divorce. The main idea is for her to find herself again and build a life that reflects her priorities and ideals. For the sake of her children and the fans who have stuck by her through the good times and the bad, she wants to be the best version of herself. With optimism and resolve, Clarkson surveys the future. She is confident in her ability to overcome obstacles since she understands the path ahead will not be smooth. Kelly Clarkson eagerly awaits the next phase of her life, accompanied by her children and her music. There have been tremendous highs and terrible lows throughout Kelly Clarkson's career. Her marriage to Brandon Blackstock, which at first glance appeared idyllic, turned out to be a wellspring of profound anguish and suffering. By being up about the abuse she suffered, Clarkson has demonstrated tremendous strength and courage. She has used her fame to bring attention to the problem of toxic relationships and to urge people who are going through the same thing to get assistance and put themselves first. Clarkson continues to push ahead with a refocused determination. Her priorities include her music, her kids, and her own development and recovery. Even at the worst of times, there is always a chance for things to go better. Her story is a strong reminder of that. Our fondest wishes are with her,